Hello. Wow, it always feels so strange to be starting a new diary, especially if it's been a while since I've read it. It's it's just weird. It's weird to go from spending several weeks on one thing to the next thing. And I've been hopping around a lot lately. We've had some kind of short diaries, and this is another different one as well. Like with Eliza, I kind of know that that's 4 episodes, right? I chop it up. She writes every day. But some of them, I just never know. I can't predict. So today we have another one where I cannot predict how many episodes it's going to be because I'm not going to read everything in here. This girl loved music and wrote down a lot of notes on songs she liked, I guess, and then poems. She wrote down some poems. So I don't really feel like reading all the poetry, especially since I'm not going to get all the words right. In handwriting, it can be difficult. And there were just so many that I couldn't look them up. I will give you all the titles and everything, and there's a scan of the diary that will be available. So if you're interested in any of them that I don't read or the ones that I do read, hopefully I'll make that easy enough for you to go explore on your own. But I am more interested in reading, the daily thoughts and notes and letters and things about their lives rather than poems that other people wrote or songs. There's Bach. Like the first thing she wrote down is a song by Bach. So we skip that. And then she writes something about Ludwig van Beethoven. Excuse my stomach. I just had a large homemade, not cappuccino, chai latte. But I have my tea here. Anyway, let's back up and I'll tell you a little about this woman, like the little I know. I wasn't sure if I would find her. I did find her name. She has a couple little articles in the back that mention her name, but it's spelled in like 3 different ways. And her last name is Myers. So I was like, okay, I don't know when she was born. Let's just hope. And I got really lucky because the first result on Ancestry.com, I'm pretty sure was her. Oh, careful, microphone. I'm not good with that. I should get a microphone on a C-stand or something. I didn't have many clues. I knew her first and last name. I kind of took a guess as to when she was born because she seemed young and writing to her parents, but she was like a camp counselor. This covers like 1922 and 1923. And she mentions being a nature study counselor at a camp with 64 girls in 1923. So I figure she wasn't a teenager, which she didn't mention being married or anything. So I took a guess that she was early 20s. And the only names, I'm pretty sure she writes about her sister in here, but I don't think I got her name. I didn't see it in my notes. But she wrote that she had an Aunt Jenny and an Aunt Angie. And that's pretty much what I had to go on. So the first Gladys Myers, spelled M-Y-E-R-S, on Ancestry.com, had a father named John Martin Myers, who, amongst his many siblings, had an Aunt Rachel Jane, or not an Aunt Rachel, he had sisters named Rachel Jane Jenny Myers and Angie Myers. So I thought that cannot be a coincidence. This has to be her. And I didn't search any further. So I'm pretty sure I found her. Gladys Elizabeth Myers, born April 20th, 1900. And this saddened me. And I will share it right now instead of, last episode. because I don't know if this is the last episode. She died when she was 36 years old in West Englewood, Teaneck, New York or New Jersey. I actually didn't write that down. After being ill for several years. I don't know what she was ill with. The good news, she did get married when she was 26 in 1927 to a Pierre Dumit Morad. He was about 9 years older than her, and they had a son also named Pierre. And he was born in 1928, so he was 8 when she died. So, I mean, at least, you know, she got married, she had a child. She did die terribly young. And I was kind of crushed to find that out because she seemed very intelligent, and I don't know. I'm not sure what she did, like as a profession. She was really into music. But yeah, her mother had an interesting last name, Zabriskie. And she had a sister named Olive Blanche Myers, and she was born in 1903, so she's 3 years younger. And she lived until 2001. So, that's all I know. I haven't found any pictures. I haven't tracked down relatives yet. So we will begin, and I might have to cut here and there because I have to kind of scan and see what exactly I want to read. This book is it's not quite a diary. It's a lot of notes on things and then drafts of letters back to her parents. The first thing she writes here is about Beethoven. 1770 to 1827. One feels a strange mixture of pity, admiration, and love for this musical giant of the 19th century. He's described as being brusque, I think, rather uncouth looking and very eccentric, but he had hosts of friends of all classes, particularly among the nobility, because of his genius, his kindliness, and a certain innate fineness and charm. Had I known him, I should probably have loved him as devotedly as did many women of his time, and I'm wondering, as hard as they did, why he never married. Beethoven had a rather unfortunate childhood. His father, who sang in the chapel of Born, had the brilliant idea of training Ludwig to be a child prodigy, as Mozart had been, with his rough and drunkenly brutal insistence that the child practice unheard of lengths of time. I'm surprised that Beethoven wasn't driven to hating all things musical. Probably, had he not been so truly a genius, his career might have been ruined. Beethoven's mother must have been a very sweet, lovable woman, although many books speak rather slightingly of her humble birth and the fact that she had earned her living as a cook. When he was about 17, Beethoven went to Vienna, where he met Mozart and Maiden. I am terrible because you probably know who this is supposed to be, and I have not studied classical music. It's on the list, but I have not. And many other musical people. Just as Beethoven's career seemed brightest and most promising, came the greatest of misfortunes, his deafness, which came upon him at the age of 30. In spite of this, possibly even because of it, some of his greatest music was composed at this time. That it really is incredible. I mean, to write music when you're deaf. Whew. She wrote down another one of his works. Chopin. Durand. Pomponnette. Encore number reminiscent of Court of Louis XV It gives the effect of a tinkling old music box playing for the dance of dolls exquisitely costumed after the mode of Louis the Seventh? No, wait, 12th. Godard, first Mazurka, most interesting of all to me, more than a little naughty in its possibilities. I'm gonna have to listen to that. Yeah. So yeah, she makes some notes on music. Da, 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 da. I don't want to read all of that. Some of them don't have notes. It's just the name of the song. What is this word? She's very intelligent. She would have been, 22. I wonder if she went to school for music, if she played any instruments. Maybe we'll find out someday if we find her family. Now there's a poem, Pirate Dreams. Does she mention who it's by? No, but I'll read it. I'll try. An old rocking chair. Wait, the old rocking chair is baby's boat, adrift on a dreamland sea, and baby and I are the crew afloat. All cozy and snug are we. We rock and hum a crooning song, like a wind in the sails at sea. But pirate dreams before very long capture baby and boat and me. Oh baby, the chair someday will be a boat for another pair. For you with your baby will sail the sea within the same rocking chair. And as we rock and hum and sing, so you will go singing too, and pirate dreams will sweep and will swing, with sweep and with swing, will take baby and boat and you. Now here's a poem. So I'm not sure, maybe the ones that she doesn't put an author to, I don't know if she wrote. Again, I didn't look them all up. Love is a bubble. Love is a bubble. Love is a trouble. Love is a sigh and love is a gain. Love is a sweet honey. Love is cold money. Love is a lie and love is a sin. Love is a jig to tread you a measure. Love is a dirge to fill you with grief. Love is bright wine to quicken your pleasure. Love loves the north wind and man the dead leaf. More poems. You know what? Oh no, that one is half in French. Obstination by H. de Fontenay. And the first part here is in English, and then okay, so it's repeated in French. It's just a translation in English and in French. And I feel like the next one she might have written, because I think she was a camp counselor. Oh, geez, I keep hitting the mic. Near this Summit Lake, and this one is about Summit Lake. So I'll read it because I think she might have written it. O Summit Lake, thy children are bringing from thankful hearts their love unto thee. Thou art a temple of God's own making. Peace is within thee and purity. Strength have we gained here, joy have we found here. Love e'er abides here, rolling o'er all. At thy green altars we feel God's presence, and in thy quiet we hear his call. O Summit Lake, thy children are storing in memories jewels, treasures of thee, light of thy skies and peace of thy blue hills, thy rippling waters so fair to see, beauty of tall trees and the breeze waving, Fragrance of flowers, song of each bird. At thy green altars we feel God's presence, and in thy quiet his voice is heard. So either she wrote that, or maybe the camp has a song. It could be like the camp song. I don't know. And there's a lullaby. Oh, more poems. I want to get to something else. Here she cut out some poems. What did I look up about Sarah Teasdale, the author of this poem? No, maybe I didn't look her up, but when I did go searching, I did find something about her. It's a poem called Child, Child. Child, child, love while you can, the voice and the eyes and the soul of a man. Never fear, though it breaks your heart, out of the wound new joy will start. Only love proudly and gladly and well, though love be heaven or love be hell. Child, child, love while you may, for life is short as a happy day. Never fear the thing you feel, only by love is life made real. Love for the deadly sins are 7, only through love will you enter heaven. And then she writes, there's another cut out poem. Looks like it might be a funny one. Problems for a young girl. Well, don't you see, I had a box of candy, and I tore it open, and it looked so fine and tasted wonderful, and so I ate it as fast as I could eat, and when it was gone I was so sick I couldn't hold my head up. So the next time I got a box, I says, I'll save this one and eat it little by little. I'll make it last this time and I won't get sick. But mice got in and ants and it was ruined. Ain't there no way you can do with a box of candy? And suppose it ain't candy, but being in love, I mean. Oh, has it always got to be so too fast, so that it's gone right off and leaves you sick, or else it drags along and gets all stale? Has it got to be always either one or the other? By J.V.A.W. Sounds like a contemporary poem, or not poem, it's not story, I don't know, looks like it was cut out of a magazine. And then she wrote a little bit of music here. I have not tried to play this. I might take this to the piano and see if I can play it. This is her music called My Task. I don't know if she wrote it. I'm going to assume so. But simple thing. I'm curious what it sounds like. It looks like each line of the paper is a line on the staff, so I can probably figure this out. Although on the next page she has some lyrics to My Task, evening prayer song. So I suppose I don't know. I suppose if I look up some of the lyrics, maybe I can see if this is a known song. I'll read one verse of it. To love someone more dearly every day, to help a wandering child to find its way, to ponder on a noble thought and pray, and smile when evening falls, and smile when evening falls. This is my task. We'll see if it exists. If it exists, and maybe I can share it. If it doesn't exist, I mean, I can figure out the music, but I don't think I'd be able to figure out how it's sung. That's music. Poem or song. Should have put bookmarks in where she was actually writing. Oh, here we go. Camera stopped. Suspense. But we're here. Luckily, it didn't interrupt me. I wasn't paying attention. It stops at 20 minutes. So 20 minutes in, and we've come to our first letter home. It's a letter to her mom and dad, written Wednesday, July 1st, 1923. So let's find out what's going on. Dear Dad and Mummy, this is a great place. It is best located of any of the camps except Maqua? There. I think it's Maqua. Also didn't look that up. But I didn't mention, I think, she lives in New York, and the camp she's at is in New York. Like Summit Lake is nearby. There's a river mentioned, Quannacut River. Seems like it might be in Long Island. I'm not sure when she mentions that, but she mentions a highway above the Hudson River. Anyway, somewhere in New York. Oh, there's a store she mentions, Ford's, in Central Valley. When we come to that, I actually did find a picture of it, I think, so yay. Whatever camp that is, that has my heart first, last, and always, of course. The camp buildings, a large recreation hall, and innumerable shacks, like the square rustic building you see on the card I'm sending, are situated on a rocky wooded hillside. It is a wild, woolly adventure just to go to dinner. It's an absolute necessity to have that flashlight, Dad. I use it especially when I say goodnight to my 64 girls. Do you remember Eddie Bridge, who spent a weekend with us at one time? She and 2 other girls live in the same shack with me. Imagine my surprise, and hers, when we met. We have charge of one tribe of 64 together. The lake is charming. It looks very like the Bear Mountain Lake. I had a dip at 7 this morning. It was icy, but wonderfully refreshing. The girls have a nature study museum here. And in quotation or in parentheses, she says, by the way, I'm a nature study counselor, one of 3. We are to have an exhibition here. 2 Cornell professors and some Boy Scout men are to be our guests this afternoon. I must dress me and prepare to act intelligent about many things I don't know. I must dress me? I don't know. Dad, I'm glad you didn't wait until the boat left the pier. I'm speaking from the Rooster's standpoint. We didn't start until 10 o'clock. I'm still uncertain as to whether they changed the schedule or were merely delayed. My 2 parcels arrived in excellent condition. I used the bathrobe and the army blanket last night. It would have been brutally cold except for them. How is Harding? I've been wondering. Best love to you both, Gladys. Thank you for the letter. Something. It was a bird. What? Mad? M-A-D something E? I don't know. Give my love to Aunt Jenny. Tell her I hope she enjoys my room as much as I do. So I guess Aunt Jenny's visiting. Now we have another letter. Friday, August 3rd. Dear Mummy and Dad, things move so fast up here. There isn't much more than time to breathe between activities. Don't be at all concerned if you don't hear from me often. It isn't lack of thinking of you, I assure you. This afternoon, we nature counselors and a few of the nature-loving guests went over to a really wonderful museum the Boy Scouts have at their camp. It includes beasties, flowers, birds, trees, insects, and reptiles. Oh, best beloved, you must remember the reptiles. The reason we're so interested is because we have quite a collection in our own nature museum. The Scouts had a grass snake, little and green, a milk snake, a water snake, a ribbon snake, a garter snake, a coach whip snake, several rattles, and a few healthy little copperheads. There was also a big Texas bull snake, perfectly harmless, which anyone could handle if she wished. Not many she's wished, but I must say it is remarkable how keen some of the girls are about catching and caring for our pet snakes. Me, I have no enthusiasm, but as nature counselor, I of course carefully conceal that fact. The ferns around here are lovely. The whole hillside above our shack is covered with most beautiful maidenhair. I revel in it, for it's such a luxury to me, almost like orchids or Georgette lingerie. Last night we had a chicken emu. It's a new kind of bat, in my experience. I was wishing hard for the rest of my family to enjoy it with me. We all hiked to a lovely hillside and sat around in a circle, a plate and a fork in our laps, and expectancy in our attitudes, for chicken emu is kept something of a mystery and a much anticipated event around camp. When all were ready, the work boy and the camp leader dug in some freshly disturbed earth and uncovered a square of canvas. The canvas was removed, and there was a steamy mass of sweet fern. Under the sweet fern, yummy, was a most delicious roasted dinner of chickens, potatoes, and carrots. The whole thing had roasted in the stone-lined pit, fireless cooker, all afternoon. That was a larky, turn this sheet over, I don't know, a larky way to cook a dinner, just like Captain Kidd ashore or Huckleberry Finn maybe. It's campfire time now, so here's best love and all the kisses you will take from Gladys. I actually wonder if these were the letters she sent, because they're folded up. They're folded into thirds, like they were actually sent. And maybe she collected them when she got back home to put into her journal, because I don't know why else it would be folded. Although the one she says, oh yeah, turn the sheet over. Well, yeah, it's right on the back. That is my suspicion there. So, do not know. Here's more. These are also folded, so maybe those got sent as well. But this is not a letter. No, wait, it is a letter. Sorry. It is a letter. These were folded as well. Okay. Summit Lake, Sunday, August 4th. Dear Mummy and Dad, I'm wondering how the thermometer is acting at home. It is a little too warm to be quite comfy in the middle of the day, but the nights here are delightfully cool. Oh my gosh. I keep having just the urge to go on like a mountain retreat, like nice warm East Coast summer days and like cool nights, maybe with fireflies. Anyway, this is just what I keep imagining. I mean, really would enjoy that. Focus. The swimming here is almost the best part of camping. Our diving float is out in the middle of the narrow part of the lake. The girls are wonderful swimmers, I mean the other counselors, and are very generous about helping me with all the stunts they know. My bright red bathing suit is my heart's delight. It is such a gay dago spot on the landscape. Is that D-A-G-O? I must look that up, because I'm not familiar with what this is a reference to. In my next morning, what? I don't know. I had such a wonderful dip this morning. It was so cold, it was warm. Is that right? No, it was so cold, it was, yep. The water lilies in the dear little snuggly coves gleamed pearly and waxy in the early morning sunlight. I'm all thrilled about those water lilies. I've never lived so near the lovely things before. Sometime soon I'm going to row a boat right out to the pads and pick just one lily, just to complete my happiness. Last night, 4 of us counselors went down to the village after Vespers. It's a good 4 miles. We hiked it down and had the most wonderful Sunday ever was. Fortunately, we didn't have to hike back. 2 boys from a neighboring camp in a a wheezy flivver picked us up, or we shouldn't have been home yet. Do you want to know how I feel? Splendid is the only word. I sleep like a top after I say goodnight to all my tribaltons. I'm drinking gallons of milk and have an appetite like an ostrich. I shan't get fat, for I'm exercising a great deal, but I'll be hard as nails by the time I get home. I wish you all could be here. Dad especially would love the wilderness life, but there are loads of things to interest Mummy too. This minute I'm going to lead my children to the promised land on a nature hike. Ta-ta, I miss you much, you two. Wish you were here. Much love, Gladys. And the boys are starting to make a bit of noise outside on the scaffolding, so I think I'm going to wrap this up early before I get frustrated and things get noisy. And we shall see if the rest of this will take up 1 or 2 more episodes. I will have to save that for another day. Oh, my goodness, just 1 reading today. Oh well. I have to go edit some other things anyway, and then we're going to go see a movie tonight. Today is Monday, and we're going to go see a movie. Yay, we never go out to see movies. This is the first one of this year. Last one we saw was Barbie in August. Otherwise, just watching stuff at home. So, yay, movie today. I'm going to get some editing done, and this will be ready to post by the weekend. And yeah. Hopefully, oh, again, I always have to do this. This is the first diary reading, so anyone who's new here, here's how it works. I have this whole diary collection, as you might have noticed on my channel, but I only read the first part publicly, and then the rest gets posted to a nice little private group over on Buy Me a Coffee. The link will be down in the description. I have 2 membership levels. Like, honestly, there's not a difference. It's just depending on what you can afford or how you want to support me. I'm trying to come up with some fun little extra downloads and perks for the $5 level, but there's a $3 level too. This is all to support the rescuing of diaries, so that when I find family, I can let them know that they don't have to reimburse me if they don't want to, and that these membership fees are helping to cover it so that I can return them. They do get expensive to buy, but I enjoy this project. I enjoy trying to get them back to their families. We've had 4 success stories so far, I think. I really need to catch up on my little TikTok updates and whatnot on that. But that's how that works. So if you want to follow along with Gladys, come on over to Buy Me a Coffee. You'll find all the other diaries there. I think I don't know how many we've done now, 20? But the collection is growing. The physical collection I'm trying to slow down on, because I have enough to last me the rest of my life, I think. Which is annoying, because I don't want it to take that long to return these to people. But I'm only one person doing this, so yes, that's how that works. So you can head over there to continue on with Gladys. You can take a look around the channel at the other diaries I've got, and yeah, enjoy. And that's about it. I just always have to say that on the first episode here in case anyone's new. I hope to see you next week as we continue on. And I think after this diary, I'm working really hard to transcribe Eliza's next diary. I'm really trying. I'm in October now, so I think I can finish that in time to make Eliza's next diary the next one we read. As for the outfits, 1877, I'm not prepared. This is my 1920s. I made this from a 1920s pattern. Don't tell me it looks like a hospital gown. I like it. And it's comfy, but yeah, I try to dress a little bit in the period, but you know, I don't own a wardrobe in every single decade of the past century and a half, so I do my best. Okay, that's it. And the boys are hammering away on the roof. I don't know. I hope to see you next week. If not, I'll be around. Ciao.